If you just start creating content, you're going to get views, you're going to get attention, but it might not be from the right people. Short form content's mental masturbation. It just gets you excited. It doesn't really teach you anything. YouTube content's the actual concepts. It's people actually sitting through tutorials, 40-minute videos. Somebody who's sitting through a long-form piece of content is actually interested in what you do. The way that I look at the short-form content should drive traffic to your long-form content, and then from your long-form content, that's where you're really going to sell a person.
What's poppin', everybody? Thank you for tuning back into What Would It Cost? And today I'm sitting with the one and only Cameron Gray from Gray Media. This gentleman's got it all figured out for everything that's happening behind the screen. When it comes to all the social media platforms, he's got an answer for whatever it is your question may be. And what was really, really interesting, I said, if you only could have one platform that you choose to do work on, because that was your only option, which one would it be? And his answer was extremely interesting. We're going to get a little bit more into that in this episode. And he's just dropping bombs left, right, and center. So listen in. Gray Media. Everybody knows about it in the real estate industry. Everybody's liking, commenting on your pages. You got all the hot shots that you've worked with, and you continue to work on building out systems and processes and programs to add on to it. But before all that good stuff, tell us where you started.
Yeah, so like I got into content marketing more so because I would say it was kind of like the future when I was a kid. It was like everybody wanted to be a famous actor back in the day. It shifted to being a YouTuber, and that was kind of what my thing was. Is I was always on YouTube. I always wanted to be a YouTuber. So when I was like 10 and 11, me and my friends were like getting into YouTube, making funny videos. I actually recorded a couple of videos with my brother in the basement with our webcam, and I just loved editing, and I loved posting online and trying to get attention. So doing that and doing it for so long, I just kind of learned how to use the YouTube algorithm better than most people. And I started to learn how YouTube worked as a system. And without even trying to do it for business purposes, I was just trying to get famous. So I was a kid, 12 years old, going to school, getting home from school at 3 p.m. and hopping on Skype with kids from like usually the UK. And we were talking about YouTube, SEO, what to post. We were making Grand Theft Auto videos. So we were like teaching people how to duplicate cars in the game. And that was my thing. Like I did it every day, all day. And I was like, this is amazing. I'd go to school. Like I was super shy. Nobody knew who I was. But when I was at home, like that was my space. So I was like, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. And without even knowing it at like 14, I told myself, like, if I don't blow this up, somebody will pay me to do this for them. So at that point, I built a channel to over 80,000 subscribers. We were playing Grand Theft Auto, bringing in about 5 million views a month. And the game company actually had to shut down because we were teaching people how to exploit the video game. So that taught me all about YouTube. And then from there, I was like, where do I want to go next? And the next thing was like drop shipping. So selling other products using your own branded website. We had a lot of success with that just because of the creative brain from YouTube. I kind of pulled branding into that. So there's a TV show called Outlander. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like a Scottish Celtic TV show. I knew there was a massive demographic of people there. So I just started finding products that was themed to that show because I knew if I took products from the show, I would get in trouble because it happened with YouTube. So what I did is I took theme products and I started selling that. And our first day, we did $800 in sales. I was like, I'm going to be rich. 14 years old, like making $800 in one day, in one night really, from an Instagram post was huge. So we doubled down in there, added other stuff onto our store and scaled it up to $5,000 in one night selling a pop figure. And that's when I was like, holy shit, like Facebook and this online thing is real. And my parents at the time were like, are you sure this is not just a fad? Like, is this going to be a thing? And I'm like, no, like this is legit. So I kind of went back into the YouTube phase because I liked drop shipping, but at the same time, like there was just too many business aspects at a young age that I just didn't understand. So I started teaching people how to do the Shopify, how to scale out a store. And as I was posting YouTube videos, I was like, I'm making 10 grand a month doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. And all these other Shopify influencers reached out to me and we were like, you don't know anything about Shopify, but you know how to use a camera. So they flew me out to San Francisco. I lived with a mentor in San Francisco for about a month. His name was Richard Jordan Louie, and he taught me everything he knew about Facebook ads in exchange for me to film his content. And from there, he was like, Cam, I don't know why you're trying to get into e-com. You know this videography game better than anybody. So I came back to Canada, decided to start my own brand, and it was just started from there. first client was Andrew Perry. We reached out to him on Instagram, and like within seconds he responded, and we met up that day for coffee at Starbucks. And he was like, I love what you're doing. And like I was showing him the content, and I was showing him videos that nobody was doing in the real estate space. He's like, I want this. I need this. When can we shoot? And it was the Buzz Conference 2019, like the following week. I was like, take me. I'm not going to charge you. We're just going to make a really cool video. And we went there. And while we were there, I brought on 3 new clients, and I was like, holy shit, like the real estate space, there's people here. People want content. So helping Andrew Perry build his brand, we made all these YouTube videos, vlogs, because at the time there was no such thing as reels. There was no such thing as vertical content. So we started with YouTube content, and then we started breaking it up into these short videos. And we made actually a Buzz Conference promo video and released the same day as the Buzz Conference. So there was just a ton of traffic on it. And I was like, this is my niche. I like realtors. I like houses. I like the luxury feel. And I really want to help realtors understand how to use social media to get business. So that's kind of how Gray Media started. From there, we moved on to helping Dave Hutchinson and Matt Campoli. And there's a bunch of different brands that we work on, shooting short form content, the vlogs to funny skits, anything you can really think of, we know how to produce. So like that's kind of how I started.
Very cool. And just talking with you a little bit before we got in the studio here, you're looking to now scale the business because
Yes.
you can't be hands-on with everything. So as much as you know a lot about all the different departments and areas and aspects of the overall game, you can't be everywhere all at once. So what does that look like now for you next? Like where are you going to, focus and concentrate your efforts on? And then who are like your first few hires and what do you do?
So right now we've built out our editing team. We have about 12 editors overseas. We've been building that team for 2 years now. So we have that system tight. I can't hand off videography. For the longest time, it was just my baby. I knew how to expose a camera very well. I knew the shots. I knew what I wanted. So that is what I'm working on right now. We have two videographers. One understands listings completely. One understands the whole podcast model. I'm now teaching out like short form content, talking head videos, and how to talk to pain points. So you're actually getting business from the videos, because like that's the biggest thing. You can send somebody who knows how to use a camera, but they might not know what content needs to be created, and that's why people reach out to Gray Media. So now I'm really focused on sales and building out our 8-week program. So I'm going to be doing the coaching program and then one-on-ones on a more of a mentorship level.
That's awesome. Very cool. And are there going to be so the coaching program you got to plug into, you got to understand what kind of work that you do and how you execute.
That's the biggest thing. Is we were creating content for the past 3 years, and what we found is there's such a range of people who understand social media and who wanted to make content. And a lot of people would come to us just because we had pretty videos. And I didn't really want to be known as just like that pretty video company. I wanted people actually getting business from social media. So I'm at a point now where we're so busy, we're getting about 5 DMs a day. So I need to really push them into a boot camp where I can teach them exactly the way that I think. And then once they understand the way that I think, as soon as they create content, they can start getting business from that content, because you need to know how to use the platforms to reach out to people, how to leverage your content to make other people want to follow you. And that's what the boot camp's all about.
Right. Interesting. Very cool. And this boot camp and how you're creating it, are you using a template for something that's already existing? Is it a lot of time that you've spent doing your due diligence?
So it's basically the last 10 years of being in business. I've learned what works and what doesn't. So I kind of wanted to organize it in a way where we weren't just dumping everything all at once. I didn't want to give away a course, because I know when people buy courses, they get the content and they're like, this is too much, and I'm not gonna do it. So we've built it out to be an 8-week program. So there's going to be live Zoom calls on Facebook, and basically the first week's all about understanding marketing, because you have to understand marketing and how to build like a buyer persona so that you know how to create content. Because if you just start creating content, you're going to get views, you're going to get attention, but it might not be from the right people. So first we want people to understand how to think about your content. Then we're going to show them how to make the content, how to outsource it to editors so they can free up their time, and then how to use the platforms to get business. And then the last step is kind of the conversion process through landing pages and funnels, how you're going to kind of point your content to the funnel so you're actually getting people to book appointments with you.
Awesome. That's very cool. And there's so much to it, right? And that's where it's like every time you're picking up the phone and you're answering these people's questions, they're probably all over the place because they don't know half of what you forgot about it. And then you're just trying to throw it all out at them at once. And then you're
Dumping
just
it
like,
at
where
once.
do I start? Where do I finish? How do I? And then it's just like, okay, chill. Enough of these convos. Let me build this course out. Let me take them through it from A to Z. Get them to have a full understanding for it. For those who respect the process and believe in the method, then they can plug into your program and have some content executed. Right.
So a better understanding of Gray Media is we work on monthly memberships. So the monthly membership will get you access to a certain amount of content, and I'm normally on the shoot. So I was kind of coaching people as we were shooting on lunchtime or like whenever we were kind of off camera. And what I found was I was teaching some people week 6 because that's what I was teaching the day before, and it was just too unorganized. When I was teaching people, they couldn't kind of grasp the stepping stones to it. So I wanted to build out that easy program, and we're running it every quarter so that you can kind of join in and understand the process so that you're not losing money by creating all of this content, because it's expensive to create content and to edit these videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And for you to get a ton of views is awesome. It'll get your dopamine rushing, but if you're not getting any DMs from it, you're not going to continue with it.
Yeah, exactly. So you want it to be effective.
Exactly.
I'm not sure, yeah. So so let's start off with, what do you know to be the most effective platform for the real estate industry?
So I think everybody thinks of platforms as like platforms. The way that I look at platforms is you need to be on everything. It's like there's CNN, there's Fox News, but the person who watches Fox News.
I don't want to hijack the convo, and I do understand like the overall brand awareness, building notoriety, that credibility. If you could be on FM, TV, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, like it's all great, but you can only have one. Which platform would it be?
YouTube all day. YouTube is the strongest
and you know what,
platform.
Cam? I heard that not too long ago. This must have been about 3 weeks now. So I don't know when this episode is going to release, but let's say the end of June, right? End of June, beginning of July. And someone said that. They said, everyone's so focused on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and they're pumping out a lot of good content. But there's not a lot of that at all happening on YouTube. And there's this like demand for more content.
The way that I see, there's a secret.
So tell me a little bit more about the YouTube.
So YouTube is a secret space. So there's actually a lot of realtors killing it, even in Southern Ontario on YouTube, but they don't need guys like me because they actually understand it. So they're filming their own videos in their basement. The thing about YouTube versus like the short form content is short form content's mental masturbation. It just gets you excited.
Yeah.
It doesn't really teach you anything.
Right.
YouTube content's the actual concepts. It's people actually sitting through tutorials, 40-minute videos. Somebody who's sitting through a long form piece of content is actually interested in what you do. So the YouTube content is just actually going to generate you business. The way that I look at the short form content should drive traffic to your long form content. And then from your long form content, that's where you're really going to sell a person.
So you mean from your short form content?
From the reels.
You're driving to the YouTube
channel.
YouTube is where you're educating them.
Yeah, YouTube's where you're educating them.
But if you didn't even have that as a lead generator to put you on YouTube, you'd still go right on YouTube.
Oh, I would go YouTube first because it's all about algorithm. It's all about like understanding it. Like I could start a brand new channel and grow it. If I went my full time into it, it's about knowing SEO, it's about knowing the titles, and it's about knowing your thumbnails. So thumbnails and your titles is the first thing people see. And if you don't think about those things, like you might lose people before they even watch your video. So we think about the thumbnail and the title, and then right away in the first 10 seconds of the video, you confirm your thumbnail and your title. And when you do that, you build trust. And then what we do is we instantly hook people into like what it is that we're teaching. And it's easy to pull short form videos now from that long form piece of content and just post those to Instagram, because anybody who's watching that on Instagram is going to be interested in the long form video and they're going to kind of push over. So like short form content will get you a lot of views and will get you a lot of followers fast, but YouTube, you can have long webinars, and then in your description, you can have your funnel where they can click in, book an appointment. And that's kind of how the flow works.
Okay, so let's dive deep into the world of YouTube now, right? Sure. So what if you were to have 1 million subscribers, right? What could that start to generate you on the monetary side of things?
It can be anywhere. Like my channel was 70,000 subscribers.
Okay.
Was making me like $1,000 or $2,000 a month.
Okay.
My channel
by doing nothing other than letting the videos continuously play. So by not having to put out any new content, your videos that are existing and that are there, as long as they continue to hike up in their views and stay where they're at, You get a couple $1,000 a month.
So I was getting money through there, and then what we would also do is we would use affiliate marketing. So I was at the time partnered with HDPVR, which is a device that records your Xbox. So I had that linked in the description, and every time somebody bought it, I would get 20% commission. So like setting up YouTube channels with affiliate marketing in the description is your smartest bet. My channel right now with 800 subscribers built Gray Media. So the way that I see it is like you just have to think of it strategically. If you're only putting in targeted clients into your YouTube channel, you can blow up a YouTube channel with 30K and make $1 million a year. Like the bigger channels, the way that I see like a Mr. Beast or Alex Hormozi, they're the superstars. So they're going to get sponsorship deals. They're going to get brand deals. They're going to get affiliate marketing deals, the YouTube revenue. So as you grow, there's just new layers to it.
Right.
So,
but what Alex Hormozi is doing, right? Like he's just adding layers and layers and layers and layers into it, but essentially using this blueprint that now he's going to be releasing in this book that he's put out, right?
Yep.
But it's to go off of what you're speaking of, right? So he uses one platform to then, stimulate, get that dopamine release, get you all fired up, bring you onto another platform, then educate you. And then on that platform, he's tied himself in and has an endorsement or ambassador deal with a certain product that aligns with what he's doing. And then, so like, I get all that, right? The web. Well, I do and I don't, right? I'm sure people have their web set up a lot differently. But in regards to just it being something as simple as views, subscribers, no endorsement deal, no affiliates.
So it's all about the niche. A business channel will have a CPM of about $36. So they'll get paid $36 for every million views that comes into the channel.
Okay.
Mr. Beast has a bunch of kids watching him.
Right.
So the advertisements on there are going to be lower quality advertisements. So he's only going to make like $1 or $2 every million views. Okay. So it depends on the quality of your audience. When it comes to the advertisement,
quality meaning net worth.
The audience, meaning the net worth of the audience, because people who are watching like business videos and Alex Hormozi content have money to spend.
Okay.
So the advertising cost is much higher on that type of content.
Got it.
If that makes sense. So that's how ad revenue works. Alex Hormozi, he is not selling anything through his channel. He just sold his gym launch business for $38 million. So for the past 2 years, he's just been building up trust on his Instagram. He's one of the best people at social media that I've seen. He'll take his content and he'll dumb it down to a third grade reading level because people who are on social media aren't fully locked in. So he'll get people's attention on there and then basically build trust, send them over to his YouTube channel. On his YouTube channel, he'll give even more trust because he's just trying to get as many people to buy his book as possible. His book.
So now this is his initiative that he's been building all this up for. He's going to channel it through his book. So as he's been so brilliant in building a cult following and people that really trust in everything that he does and that he says, he's been leading them up into this event here.
So this
is where he monetizes.
No, he's not going to monetize here. He's monetizing in the back end. He owns acquisition.com.
Yes.
So he acquires companies. So he's basically for free helping people build their businesses. And then once you're at that $2 to $3 million a year level, he'll buy your company. So that's why he's giving away all of this free value.
In what space specifically?
Any space, acquisition.com. So if you have built a $2 to $3 million business through e-commerce or through online, he will. So if you're using his strategies.
Okay. Because he understands the strategies and he'll know what to do. He'll know what to
how to take you from 3 million.
Okay, interesting. So what he's doing in a nutshell is he's getting you to do all the hard work, the grunt work at the beginning, which are startup companies, right? They're tough to get up off the ground and to get to that level. But then he's also seeing that you're able to do your chores and follow instructions and go to the beat of my drum and you trust me. So now I'll take that company because now I know what to do with it from this stage to get it to this stage because I taught you and brought you up to this stage. So all the systems and processes you have built within are something that I know how to now take over and bring up to that. Okay, got it.
So he was
brilliant.
He's you can tell he's got crippling anxiety. So he had, before he started his whole Instagram, he was really depressed because he was making $1 million a month. He was only making $10 million a year. And he was looking at Kylie Jenner, who was already a billionaire at 20.
Right.
And he wanted to know what the difference was between him and her, and the only difference was the audience. She had a massive online audience, so she had trust with everybody. So that's kind of what he's modeling now, and that's what he's trying to build up. He's trying to become a billionaire off of YouTube.
Love it. That's awesome. So so now I asked you the question as to Why do you want to take on clients and service them before you would want to do your own thing with your own page and build your own audience and monetize it in ways that can still offer up third-party services, right, for an agency that you can own, but have it being that you're so confident in your ability, take it to the top?
So like what I was doing is I was building my business to learn every step of social media not on my dollar. So basically I was able to learn everything about social media,
right?
Build out the systems, offload all of the work to my team. And now that I have the free time, that's what I'm focusing on this year, is building myself up into that Mr. Beast sort of viral content. That's kind of like what we're looking to do. We understand how he creates his content now, and that's what I want to bring to Canada.
Right. So your team, they're subcontractors?
Nope, they're all employees.
They're all full-time employees. Yeah. And how many people are you running?
So we have 12 people over in Mexico, and then we have 3 people here locally.
Okay. And the people that are in Mexico are like VAs, kind of?
They're video editors, graphic designers, anything that we can outsource that we don't have to do here.
Okay, so now for people that are looking to build out an in-house marketing department or sub out work across seas as well, talk to us a little bit about what that looks like in regards to the cost on it, the language barrier, the difficulty in what's cool and relevant here may not be down there. So what does the educational process look like?
So I'm totally hands off with my team. I'm very blessed with one of my in-house guys kind of being from Mexico. So the key to it all is you need the inside man. You need to have somebody in that country who knows how to recruit, how to build a business, how to run a team, how to work those workflows, know the costs, and know kind of what to pay people in that area. So like I'm very, very blessed. Like I don't know anything about the recruitment process. Like I've built the workflows for editing and for graphic design and all of that sort of stuff. But on the hiring end, we have a team over there who helps us do all of that. And when we need another editor, I just tell them we're going to need this amount of content next week, and we bring another person on. We have it all streamlined, like the editing flows. So like it's just literally open the handbook and you know kind of how to edit the content.
Very cool. I'm sure that took some time to build out.
It took a lot of time. Like I personally didn't build it because I've never read a book. I can only listen. So I had to sit and explain it to my team member, and he's really, really good at building those systems and flows. And he just didn't like my unorganized brain. So it was just better for him to do it that way. He needed to understand it.
Good. Yeah, no, good. You definitely need operators and managers that come on board that help you organize and execute, your vision, right? So yeah, good on you for finding that person. Now, what would it cost to have a beginner startup package with you and this new venture that you're going to release in regards to the course, where you go from there, what it could look like on an annual basis, what you start at, what you work your way up to, and kind of like talk a little bit about the value of price attached to a price tag and what it could hike up to and why it's worth paying that, right? We'll get into ROI right after, but yeah.
Exactly. So we start off like the course is going to be $5,000.
Okay.
So you get the course, it's an 8-week program, but you're also going to get 30 video edits for free with it.
Okay.
So that is to help you understand and to give you that confidence that like I'm going to get to use his team when I'm making my first couple of videos. We have a team called Editor Pro, our website. That's our editing flow website. So we're giving people 30 free edits to that. And then you also get the opportunity to buy that upgraded package where you get a free shoot with me as well, where I'm going to actually shoot that content. If you've gone through the program, you really enjoy it and you find like, this is what I want to do. Social media is the way I want to build my business. Then you kind of move into the next package, which is $2,500 a month. That gets you 30 videos, 2 shoot days with a content creator from the Gray Media team for 6 hours. And we basically will do a content planning session beforehand. We found that if you kind of just come together and plan before your shoot, you're going to burn 2 hours on like, what should we shoot? What should we do? How should we say it? So the content planning sessions really help us develop the hook so we know what we're going to talk about and then go even deeper on like value in those areas. So a lot of realtors don't understand that it's not about talking about real estate. It's about talking about what you're passionate about, because your passion is what people are going to buy into. So we help people understand who they are, their buyer persona, and then what content to create. So that moves into the $2,500 package. Or if you don't want to use us on a regular basis, you can just go through Editor Pro. It's $60 a reel. And basically, we'll do all the heavy lifting for you and do all the editing, sound design, all of that sort of stuff. The next level up is a one-on-one with me. So that will get you 90 days for $25,000. So that 90-day program gets you 90 videos, and then in 4-day shoots, or 4 shoots all back to back. This one's more focused at brokers who can't really focus on content marketing. That gets you the management with my team, and that gets us planning all of your content and creating and shooting it all for you.
Nice.
So those are our 3 packages that we're really focused on scaling. We had other options before, but I just found when I had so many products, it was super hard to kind of fulfill on each of them. I only wanted to have like 3 main products and be the best at that.
Very cool. That's awesome, man. That's cool. And I love the fact that you organize yourself like that, because essentially what you did was, what I've gathered from that is you put yourself in the realtor's shoes for understanding them for so long, because that's been your target market. And you said, okay, what do they need? Right. And based on their level of not only understanding, but their wants, needs, and desires to really go hard with it, I'm going to create a big package, the 90-day package, and then I'm going to start them off over here, right? Because it's something that everybody knows, and if they don't know already, they're learning really fast that they need to be on, right?
Social media.
But nobody really, not nobody, I shouldn't say that, but very few people know how to navigate what that looks like, where to start and where you got to end up, right? And to paint that picture for them is brilliant, because they're busy chopping homes. If they're on teams like EXP, they're building their downline, right?
Exactly.
If they're family people, they got that to tend to as well. And if they're living on this earth with us, there's a lot of moving parts outside of just business. So when you talk about the social media side of things and having this digital footprint built up for them, it's an animal. It's a beast and an animal on its own, right? So sometimes they'll just simply get frustrated and be like, "Oh, this is too much," right? Whereas if they have someone there saying, "Hey, these are the packages, and don't worry, we got to keep consistent with this. We got to keep spraying. We got to keep at it," right? But given the amount of years that you have the experience, knowing what creates and drives results, because that's the only way they're going to keep on continuing with it. It's brilliant. I love what you have going on, and I think that you're in an amazing market where the performers in this market are making really good money for themselves, and they'll be able to build this into their game plan and their business model for sure, right?
The biggest thing is we wanted to save people's time. I think one thing is when I wanted to organize my system to get to my target number, I didn't realize that I didn't have enough time in a year to get to that. So we've built this roadmap. So basically you spend 8 hours over the course of 8 weeks understanding social media. That's 1 day of work basically over 8 weeks. You get access to this Facebook group community where everybody's going to be sharing their ideas, what has worked for them, what hasn't. People are going to be sharing their hooks in the different discussion tabs. And you can also have an engagement group in there too. So you can be sharing and really growing that group of people, that community.
Interesting. Love it. Well, good luck with everything, Cam, right? We're definitely going to be here and in your corner cheering you on. And obviously, we're always looking to get down and do some collabs and share our platform with other inspiring individuals. So give Wavy Juice a call and we'll make it happen.
For sure. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Awesome show. I love it. What about you? Tell us what are your next steps? What are you building here? I love this new office. I was at the other one, but this one's killer. Tell us what's the plan here?
Yeah, essentially just still chasing the $1 billion valuation, right? So we got a lot of work to do. We're growing exponentially. We're seeing a 5x from last year. We're based on last year's evaluation and what it looks like we're going to finish off in Q3, moving on to Q4 with. We're on track for a 5x. So having a lot of fun with it. But, I say it all the time. I got the best partners in the world and I got the best staff in the world, right? And we're all due, to it. All the success is due to everyone's efforts. We high five each other continuously. We're back up at the drawing boards continuously. We're taking things apart. We're adding, new systems and processes in. We're putting them back together. We're watching them perform, and we're having a lot of fun doing so. And building onto the portfolio, right?
This didn't come overnight. Like, at what point did you learn? Like, what business was it? Where it's like, I got to transition into this next one because I've learned how to run a business. Which business was it first that you learned how to kind of build a business and a system around it?
Yeah, nightlife and hospitality, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, I used to own nightclubs and a promotion company and large scale events. So with that portfolio and there being as many verticals as there were there, and at one point in time having over 130 employees working for
That's
me,
unreal.
I understood, that without systems and processes and without, good operators and managers and partners for that matter, then there's no way that it can work, right?
How long did
So-
it take you to build like a team of 100 plus people?
Yeah, that was 12 years
Wow.
in that business.
That's unreal.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited
it
to
was
see what
good.
you will do with Spark though. Like,
Yeah.
it's already huge. I can't wait to see where it's going.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, we're in the infant stages still, so still lots and lots of work to do, like I said. But yeah, it's just and not for anything, but we're in, like the market's in a huge downturn right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's choked up, and you could look at stats and data and market overall. It's just down in a big way, right? So we're seeing record month after record month, and I don't say that to blow smoke up the company's ass. I just simply say that as it's something that I use to measure how good it is what we have here.
I find in the
place, right?
downward markets, that's when like the real sharks come out, and that's where
Right.
you can build up. Like that's where so many opportunities are created, and you could take so much market share over in this downward market. There's so much fear and scarcity right now.
Bro, to go to your point, man, Jay Toro was just on the episode before you, and that's what we talked about. That we're like when everyone's like downshifting and
That's when
going
you
to
go
hide in
hard.
a corner, we're just upshifting and spraying. You know what I
Marketing
mean?
costs,
It's like,
ad
let's
cost is
go.
down, everything's
We're
down.
going for it, bro. Yeah.
100%.
No, and we believe in each other, right? We believe in what we're up to. We continuously, like are pushing each other in the best ways, and we're getting her done. But we're at 30 plus full time people. Right
Wow.
now. Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
we're making headway.
It reminds me of like right before COVID started. So I started Gray Media 2 weeks before COVID happened. So Andrew Perry and I were creating this content, and he decided to double down, and he really opened my eyes up to like, this is the time to really build a business. And that's kind of how he blew his business up, was during that COVID time. So when I see these downward opportunities, I see them as massive opportunities
Yeah.
to try to keep the team like not scared, because I feel like a lot of the things that you hear in the media, we're a media company. We understand that it's fear drives attention.
Oh yeah, big
So-
time. Yeah, very
Awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thanks for coming on. And listen, tell the fans and the audience and everyone listening in and watching in today where they could find you, because I'm sure that your services are going to help them kick some real
For
butt,
sure.
and they could learn a lot more about
For
you.
sure. So you can find us on Instagram at _Gray Media or editorpro.io on Instagram if you're just wanting editing content. Or you can find me personally at Cameron Gray Official. Those are the 3 pages. Follow, send us a DM, and I'm more than happy to set up a conversation with you.
Right on. Cameron Gray, ladies and gentlemen. Anything that happens behind the screen, that's the guy over there. And it was an absolute pleasure, again, being able to host another rockstar entrepreneur on the show. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. As we like to say, that's how we keep this rodeo going.
We'll see you guys later.